I think we're.
What are your favorite comfort movies?
Hello, everyone. How are you?
There he is.
Good to see you. How's everybody doing?
Very
Good,
well.
buddy. Good.
Always a pleasure.
Likewise. I hope everybody's like in their pajamas because I'm going to go 7 hours tonight. Yeah. We had
It's going to be an intermission.
Yeah, we had a detailed meeting about keeping it short, but I realized as I was, going through the material that I have that there's no way I can keep this short. So, without further ado, comfort films. Everybody has them. It's like comfort food. You keep going to it because for whatever reason, it just works. And so I would like everybody to participate if possible, because I know everyone has like those films in their system that they always go to. So start thinking about them because I'm going to call on individually. For me, I'm going to start with, and I think I maybe told this story before, but I'll keep it very brief. Mr. Mom. Okay.
Great movie.
This is a problem for me. Okay. We're going to get into like a therapy section, quite frankly. Basically, my parents in '83, I was 5 years old, 6 even, decided to go see a movie. They asked if I wanted to go, and I said, no, I'm going to hang out with my friend. They said, cool, I'll come back. And they did. And I don't remember what I did hanging out with my friend, but I remember that car ride home. They were laughing about this movie that I didn't see. They were quoting lines. And because I grew up without cable, I had to wait until like '86 to see it on basic television. So I missed out. And I feel like I've been like subconsciously chasing that ever since. Okay. So not only do I have like memorabilia from the film, I've got lobby cards. Okay. This is it's legit. Check this out. Actual sign for the filming crew.
Oh, that's so cool.
I never touch it. But what's most important, and you really can't see, unfortunately, the title because it was cut incorrectly. The original production script for Mr. Mom. Complete with notes about extras, about, this scene didn't happen. We ad-libbed this scene. So I've read it along with the film. And I'm like, that's so different. So, yeah, therapy. The end.
Well, all right. So you're saying it's one of those movies that you go to when you're bored, you're feeling depressed. You just want to.
Definitely not that. Definitely not that. I think it's
like meatloaf and mashed potatoes. It's just a comfortable, familiar, nothing fancy.
Yes.
But it gives you that feeling.
Yes. And I'll just throw it on the background because it's like I'm a creature of habit. If it works, I sadly will go with what works than like almost explore something that might let me down. I'm trying to get better. I mean, I have a lot of movies here to let me down. But at the end of the day, I know it works for me. But so it's just a
video.
Sorry?
Looks like Blockbuster Video.
No! You put her up to that, you. Yeah.
That was the exact wrong thing to say.
It was perfect. This is a comedy show.
Mr. Mom.
That was perfect.
I need to put on Mr. Mom. Turn on. Who doesn't love?
He created this video. Just so you know, he created this amazing video.
Thank you, sir.
What do you call it? Store? No, it's
not
a store.
It is. It's a video store. 100%. There's not a lot of customers because it's in his house, but it's a video store.
He created this. He created this out of pure love of video stores. That's how he created this entire thing.
Thank you, sir. The idea was basically I wanted to create like the mom and pop video shops I remember growing up, like the individual owned. Sorry?
That's exact. That's where I used to go like down to the corner store to rent our VHS when we would watch movies on like Saturday night.
Nice. Well, I mean, that was the thing. That's what we did, right? And all of a sudden,
I hope you have I hope you have some of Robert's movies there.
I actually have a television section. Movies I need to look into. I may, as a matter of fact, but I definitely have Sopranos on VHS. But I will say, so all of a sudden Blockbuster came out and we were kind of like all excited at first, but we didn't understand the byproduct of their existence, which is no more individuality, mom and pop owned stores. You know, like stores that have, I just dropped a bunch of shit, but stores that have black and white checkered floors. I only saw one in my lifetime, and I was like, holy shit, that was just awesome and welcoming, like a diner. But it just became homogenized, and I know that like they hid the horror section and the action section, and they were trying to be more family friendly, which I can appreciate from a business standpoint. But for me, I was just like, dude, this is like vanilla after a while, you know? So anyway, rant over.
All right, what's your next one?
Mr. Mom. Actually, I want to take this to you. I understand Outside Providence is one of your comfort films, sir.
I love that movie. That movie, because when I was taking screenwriting at Columbia University, I had a big argument with my teacher. I had a big argument with him in front of the class. I was like, I want Dumb and Dumber humor mixed with real drama. He goes, you can't do that. You can't mix those two together. Outside Providence does that.
And everybody gets a cookie.
Huh?
And everybody gets a cookie.
Dude, Kevin, you know, I do this like 7 times an episode. I literally, from that film, use that term verbatim. For 20 years, it's like, that's what it is. It's a cookie.
Yeah. Oh, let me see the line. Let me see. Robert, I wish you knew the exact line, because you would deliver this way better than me. Alec Baldwin's sitting there, and he's sitting there. He's got a pint of ice cream, and his son comes out, and he goes, "So that little girl you with, you putting the wood to her?" And he's like, "Come on, Dad." He goes, "Hey, look, don't think I don't know what goes on. Just remember one thing: sex is like Chinese dinner. It ain't over till you both get your cookies." Remember, I said that.
You nailed it. And that was the scene-stealing moment in that movie, as a matter of fact. I think, and I haven't looked into this, but I feel like my memory serves me correctly, it was Jonathan Brandis' last film before he sadly committed suicide.
Wait,
Jonathan Brandis was in Outside Providence. You would know him from like Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield, or
but which one was he in the movie?
Oh God, he was a guy. I don't know. He was a supporting character. Yeah, but you know the guy. Like he was in Neverending Story 2. You know, and like, hey, Susanna's in the house. What's up?
There you go. Now, Robert, you can see what Susanna looks like.
Yes.
All right, what's the next one?
He actually played Mousy in Outside Providence.
Well,
there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was also in like Sequest, DSV, and so on and so forth, But yeah, so hell of a movie, underrated.
Right?
Farrelly. I never know how to pronounce her name. Farrelly. Underrated gem by them, for sure.
I was sitting with Peter Farrelly at Columbia University, right next to him after a tiny little meeting with film students, and I said to him, I didn't really love Alec Baldwin as an actor until I saw Outside Providence. And he said to me, he looked at me, he goes, "You're right. I think that was Alec's best work."
Because it was definitely real and like he like became that dad.
He really was that dad. He was that dad that you'd laugh at because he's like a caricature. But then that scene when he talks about what happened to his mother and he starts crying in front of his son, which a strong man, like he reminded me of my dad. My dad never cried. And that moment.
Yeah, you just suffer quietly inside. But the fact that he actually didn't internalize it, just meant like how important she was to him.
It was incredible. I cry every time I watch that scene. I mean, that scene is beautiful.
Well, then it's pure acting. I got to like revisit it. It's been years since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But real quick, I just got a note. I think we all did. Jonathan Brandis, real quick, did 7 films after Outside Providence. So worth looking into.
I'll definitely look into it. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to speed this through because I was joking about 7 hours in pajamas. Dawn of the Dead, okay? For some reason, I love survival horror. We're doing it again. We're battling for space. I will rent this space right here, right there. I never have my camera cues down. Sorry, guys.
No, anyway, you nailed it.
Yeah, God bless you. Anyway, Dawn of the Dead is pure, wonderful survival horror. They made a remake in 2004. It's just one of those movies I could throw on in the background, and for me, it's just music and camaraderie, and who doesn't like like supermarket or mall shopping sprees where you just take anything you want, so there's that. Now I would like to ask Mr. Robert, What is your comfort film, or 2 or 3?
There's so many great films.
I know it's a problem.
I like the Horseman with Omar Sharif and Jack Palance.
Okay.
It's a Trumbull Douglas. I think his name is Trumbull. He wrote it. It was Joseph Kessler who's the author of The Horseman. I like that film. I like some foreign films. 400 Blows.
Yeah. Is that a Truffaut?
Truffaut, yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say Pusher, but that's not really a comfort. The German film Pusher. That's really not a comfort film. You've seen that one.
It's a repeat viewing film, but not comfort. There's nothing comfortable about it. Yeah.
Yes, but so that's not really. I think that It's a Wonderful Life. That's a great.
That's a great movie.
Amazing.
And I do like. I guess there's some films that are not comfortable. They don't make it comfortable. But I guess It's a Wonderful Life. Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Nice. Well done. Yeah. I can see that.
I like that film. I like that film. I like the ending, and it makes me feel good that they didn't get the goal, but they have friendship in the end.
I mean, it's a life lesson.
It's like your thing. Your whole thing.
Spoiler alert.
Your whole setup there that you have there. It's great. I really love it, man.
Danny stole it, but I stole it from Kevin originally.
Cool. So
well done.
There's a few of them. Yeah.
Nicely done. All right, so mine are not as refined as
I was going to say. Those were amazingly artistic films.
Yeah, they're it's cinema at its finest. Actually,
yeah. Kevin's going to be like Jingle All the Way.
Did you guys like? Why'd you spoil my next? This is not cool, dude.
No way. You have that one?
No,
Are
I
you
don't.
serious? Okay, good.
No.
He's killing you softly.
I'm a fan of Down and Out Beverly Hills. For some reason, just Nick Nolte being taken in by Richard Dreyfuss and the family, and it's the most dysfunctional. God bless. It's I'm going to learn. I finally learned 17 times later. It's just like a dysfunctional family that has everything they need. What's great is I just throw it on in the old in-store telly right there, and I just organize tapes. And it's got a great soundtrack, and the end. That's what it does for me.
He's one of the greatest, one of my favorite actors of all time too.
Which one? Little Richard? Because he's in it too.
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte's badass for sure. I'm gonna just really quickly skate by. Arthur is the shit. You see how I just swoop that? There you go. Arthur's fucking amazing. Pardon my language.
The original.
But it's true when you get caught between the moon and New York City.
It's just a perfect comedy. It's just a perfect comedy.
It's great.
Yeah, it's like I think Dudley's finest role.
Absolutely.
Easily. Yeah. And just everything comes together. And Hobson is just a dear heart, and just everything like just gels. Not only is it for me consistently funny, it's just like feel good, to quote Robert. Like you feel good when you watch it. It's a good story. The end. It is now Kevin's turn. I would like to know what your comfort food films are, sir.
I love A Bronx Tale. I watch it every time it's on.
Wow, that's nice.
See, I got to tell you, there are certain films that I'll watch when they're on. I'll stop what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, I'll watch it. Like Independence Day. It's like, oh, that's a guilty pleasure. I'll watch it. But A Bronx Tale, will you physically put it on, or will you just like, oh, it's on, I'll watch it?
Both. It's a classic movie. First of all, the recurring theme of nobody cares is something good for everybody to hear. Solve your own shit.
100%.
Second, absolutely. Second, the scene where he lends him his car and he says, you're going to take the girl out on a date. And when you open the car door for her and you put her in that door, if she doesn't reach over and unlock your door, you drive her home.
Wow.
What he meant was sunset her. Get rid of her. Okay.
Yes. It's just a classic movie. And it also has a gangster telling somebody not to be a gangster. And in the real world, for the most part, gangsters want to be businessmen. They don't want to be gangsters. Businessmen want to be gangsters.
That's a profound statement.
It's funny because, like, my father, I was going to join the when I was young, and if I could please
please
chime in because Kevin's from Staten Island, like myself. there was an Italian American League football, Pee Wee football. It was, and then Joe Colombo was sponsored it. And my dad, we were really excited. They bought us uniforms. It was the first time we got really nice uniforms and all that stuff. And my dad said, "Well, you're gonna have to take that back." Because why? Because I don't want you playing for that particular outfit, that particular, the Italian American. Remember when Colombo started that? And I guess that's one of the reasons why he probably was assassinated, because he just wanted to do things his own way and try to legitimize the things he was affiliated with. But anyway, so I had a dad very much like Robert De Niro. My dad, God rest his soul, who was like that, who just didn't want us to be involved with. And then I wound up, and then he saw me on Sopranos, and he said, "Hey, pretty good. That's good."
But
make believe. It's make believe.
He said the real tough guy goes to work every day. That's the tough guy, the guy that gets out of bed, goes to work, and feeds his family.
Yep.
That's true, Kevin.
That's like almost a nice bow at the end of that story. That's well done.
Yep.
Well done.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm gonna just try to plow through. Because again, I was joking. 7 hours pajamas. So I'm gonna do 2. Okay, I've never done this before, except for comparing Deep Impact and Armageddon. Okay. Taking care of business and Twins. Okay.
Oh,
Twins is shit. Twins is good. I always do that. I'm sorry. This is like a running thing where I just don't have my camera cues down. So forgive me for like cursing like I was losing it, but I was for a second. Twins is awesome. It's just enjoyable fun. This is a movie I actually missed growing up. And I remember a lot of people were talking about it. This might have a bit of a Mr. Mom syndrome for me. I finally caught it in like maybe early 90s or mid 90s. And I'm like, this movie's awesome. Like I totally missed the boat. And
awesome.
I just keep watching it because it's enjoyable. And I got to say, this bad boy, Taking Care of Business, I just have always appreciated it. I don't know if anybody has seen this one, but
Yes.
Jim Belushi escapes prison to go see the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's very dated. It's not a timeless film like some of these other films look like. Like, it's very deep rooted in like 1990, and you're like, oh,
it's just a period piece now.
yeah, it's no Jane Austen shit, but yeah. But you're just like, ooh, some of the shit that they're rocking. But it's cool though. I will say this: a small story. A coworker friend of mine, I went to his wedding, and his wife is Jim Belushi's personal assistant.
Oh, wow.
Jim Belushi was at the wedding, and I was just like, holy shit, there he is. Right?
I think he's a pot farmer now.
100% he is. Yes. Yeah.
That's a nice homage to John Belushi, who to me, the most talented human being who ever lived in terms of being funny is either Jonathan Winters or John Belushi.
Well said, dude. Well said.
Yeah, I agree.
If you could see my Good Morning Vietnam, Robin Williams mobile, I would show you right now. But yeah, as you know, Robin Williams' idol was Winters. And rightfully so. But yeah, so anyway, so I went to the wedding and Jim Belushi was there, but I never bothered him. You know, there's no reason for me to talk to him other than just, I was a fan. So cut to, we're leaving the wedding, and mind you, I'm keeping time on the segment. I swear. They chastised me. Anyway, so we're leaving the wedding, and I actually before we left the wedding, I saw that Jim Belushi had gotten into a white minivan. I was like, all right, well, there he goes. Well, I love the guy's work. How cool! I saw Jim Belushi, a fan of his work. And as we're driving later outside of the wedding, I see the white minivan on the side of the road. And I was in whatever caravan. I'm like, pull over right now. And they pulled over probably like, I don't know, 20 yards in front of him at night on the side of a freeway. His lights are on. We're in front of him. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, hang tight. That's Jim Belushi. I got this. And I jumped out of the this is not even bullshit. I jumped out of the car and I ran towards the headlights. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm with the wedding party. Mind you, I knew who he was, as I said. I'm with the wedding party. Is everything okay? And Mr. Jim Belushi says, oh, man, I appreciate you stopping. I left my wallet on top of the car. I think I got it all, but I appreciate you stopping. I'm like, are you sure we can turn our car around and face the headlights this way and get like crazy lights on it and do like a party search? He's like, no, man, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, good luck. Take care. And I got into the car. I never even said a word. about like how badass he is. I got into the car and then I explained to my friend's wife, who's his personal assistant. I'm like, oh yeah, he left his wallet on top of the car. And she's like, god damn it. Like it's almost probably a thing. And I said, yeah, he seems to feel like he's got it all. But I got to tell you, when I was like meeting him, I kept thinking I wanted to tell him how badass he was and taking care of business, but I felt it was inappropriate. Right. So I told her that. We go on with the reception, so on and so forth, or the after party. 2 weeks later, I get a poster, an original taking care of business poster signed by Jim Belushi, because she relayed the story of the guy who tried to like help him on the side of the road. And I did. There's none of this. And, but I didn't want to tell him how badass he was in taking care of business. And she relayed the message that I restrained my fandom. And so he signed a kick-ass quote from the film, and it's a total prized possession. I'm done. Thank you for listening.
No, dude, he's. I was a huge fan of him too, and believe me, I love John Belushi, but Jim was good, man.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Forgive me.
He wasn't like
John could continue working.
He wasn't like Stallone's brother.
Oh my gosh! God bless Frank. For sure. I mean, I got a lot of Frank's movies here.
I'm busting on him, but damn, Jim was great, man.
I love. We got the soundtracks here. No, but
oh, sorry,
Robert. We're gonna be doing karaoke soon. As soon as everybody gets vaccine, we're doing it.
We're going out of our fucking minds inside the house here. So I'm cutting all these soundtracks in my head.
Well, as long as you're at least getting a little sunlight, and if not, vitamin D3 or whatever?
Yes.
Take that vitamin D, like you got, because I don't know. At the end of the day, like that's the worst thing that's happening to us, I think, is aside from rampant alcoholism or whatever else folks are doing in their house and shit.
Now I want to drink.
No, you do. You do. If you don't,
I don't actually do any of it, but I think of myself as more of a pill guy.
I think you said this last time. Did you say this last time? Holy shit! By the way, I'm working right now. I'm actually on the clock. So if I get a Slack message that says I have to work, I'm gonna have to like.
All right.
So I've got two timers. I got the Danny McDermott show timer and my work timer. So anyway, moving forward, I just want to say, when you think of Jim Belushi's career. I mean, it's at this point several decades, so it's easy to think like, oh man, he's done a massive body of work, and Belushi didn't have that luxury because of what happened. But imagine if Belushi did.
Oh my God!
I mean, So
I still think of Jim Belushi as the man who gets mugged every 6 seconds in New York. On Saturday Night Live, they're like, a man gets mugged every 6 seconds in New York City. And all of a sudden, and then they're like, and this is that man.
Yeah.
He starts interviewing. He's like, yeah, I'm going to, all of a sudden, and they beat him up. He gets up.
Every 6 seconds.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, it's tough being that man. And, but I really feel like I'm getting through it. All of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. People beat him up again.
Another underrated film, and it's not fantastic, but it's enjoyable, is Neighbors. And I don't mean the Zac Efron, Seth Rogen one. I mean Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi. Yeah.
Yep.
So there's that. Anyway, Amy, it's your turn. Let's talk about some of your comfort food films.
So you're gonna laugh. My comfort.
No way. Have you seen some of my selections? I'm like, come on.
Wait, my show shouldn't have any laughter.
I'm working on it, Danny.
My go-tos, honestly, are the Indiana Jones movies. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Temple of Doom. Those three. Like every time they're on, anytime Paramount is running a marathon, I will watch them over and over and over again. So that's my thing. And then when I was thinking of older films, you're going to totally laugh, but I used to love Adventures in Babysitting. Do you remember?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Elizabeth Shue, right?
I'm sorry. Okay. I've never done this. I'm about to literally like steal the show. Okay. And I'm going to take you all on a small adventure. Okay.
Right.
Sorry.
All right. No, I'm prepared.
Okay. This is bullshit. Okay. Bullshit. Okay. What do you see right there?
Oh,
There
there
you go. There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden behind a vacation standee, but yeah, it's an Adventures in Babysitting, frame poster. But
That's
what's
awesome.
even more, I've never done this. I think I may have done it once. I'm not kidding. This is going to happen right now. You did this to yourself, everybody.
Yeah, no, I'm not in the video store anymore.
I'm curious.
Nope.
What's happening to me?
Bodies.
I'm curious what he's going to show us, and then what I'm going to want when he shows it to us.
He's got Elizabeth's shoe tied up.
Can you see that at all?
Oh my God, that's amazing! Oh my God!
This is Indiana. This is your boy.
Is that a poster? Is that what is that?
It was the only cool thing about Crystal Skull from their promotional. I had a friend who worked at a theater, and I was able to procure it.
That's so
The end.
awesome. Crystal Skull was good, but I still have to.
That's where we differ.
Can you run down the stairs with a boulder rolling in back of you?
Next episode. But yeah, I'm sorry. You just said like
that's
2 films that I had to be like, hey, stop the press. If you didn't preface it as like, you're going to laugh, you're going to kick me off the show.
And you have like memorabilia of my like favorite movies in your house. That's so awesome.
That's live TV. That's how it works.
Live TV.
Sometimes the moment just unfurls perfectly.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Moving along, because we're at almost 1:30 in terms of time here.
Yes, we are. And I Care About Your Happiness Day ends in an hour and a half. So
Suzanne's coming.
2 hours from now, you people are on your own.
Beverly Hills Cop. Okay.
Oh yeah.
What did I just talk about at the beginning of the show?
I actually sadly didn't see it. I was working, dude.
Richie Tinkin, who managed Eddie Murphy during Beverly Hills Cop, he was my manager much later, passed away yesterday.
I heard that. I'm sorry.
That's why I went to New York City. That's crazy. You had that movie. Wow. Richie's watching. Richie's watching.
Well, there you go. I would like to say that he's working through me, but to be honest, I think this movie is just fucking amazing. But I'm sorry to hear that regardless.
No, it's a great movie. That's okay.
But I'm glad that you were connected with somebody awesome. Yeah, it was originally supposed to star Sly Stallone.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
100%. Yeah.
Amy, I heard the disappointment in your voice. That was awesome.
No, I'm so glad it was Eddie Murphy because there's nobody that could have done it better.
Well, here's the deal. Whenever I hear like tidbits of like trivia like that, the natural response is there's no way they could have done it. And that's a testament to how good the actor was that they cast.
Yeah.
Imagine if Stallone
Eddie
was in
Murphy
it.
And Stop When My Mom Was Shoot.
Well, that's a good example of what Beverly Hills Cop may have looked like. I will say though, if Stallone was in it and he kicked ass, we probably would appreciate it for what it is. But parallel universes are hard to really nail down in terms of what it would be. It's all speculation, of course.
Oh,
but
Eddie Murphy, I remember I saw that in the theater. And
wow, awesome.
I was so blown away. I was like, that is the greatest movie I've ever seen. He was so funny. I was dying the whole movie.
That movie kicked off its own genre. Like the buddy cop thing happened very quickly after that.
Yep.
I think with Lethal Weapon and so on and so forth. But yeah, and people like kind of trip on me because I'm like, oh, it's like one of my favorite comfort movies, blah, blah, blah. I don't find it particularly funny anymore because I've seen it like over 100 times. It's just more like, and I think I did like a cheesy Facebook post. It's more hanging out with old friends. It's just enjoyable. It's like a warm hug. I don't know,
Yep.
And I just love it for what it is. The end.
Awesome.
Now, I don't mean the end for the segment. Come on, you should know by now. We're going another 75 minutes. I'm kidding, Robert. I'm kidding, Amy. 65. I want to ask Susanna.
What scene is this from?
What is Susanna's
What film is
favorite
this
comfort
from?
films? Come on in, Susanna. What do you got? This is Susanna, everybody. She's badass as fuck. Pardon my language.
That's
Hell
what
yeah.
She's good. She's good.
So this movie came out when I was 16, and I had a Jeep, and Cher had a Jeep, and she was 16 learning to drive. And I lived in California, and then I moved to Georgia. And so every time I miss California, I watch Clueless because she had such good friendships, and Paul Rudd never ages.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. You're right. You're right.
And Amy Heckerling is hilarious.
She's the shit. She's
Anyway, that's my movie.
Let's dive into that, like analytically, for like an hour.
I was so attracted to her from that movie. She was the hottest blonde I'd ever. I had such a huge crush on her. Oh my God. Crazy.
She was very beautiful, but Amy Heckerling is punk rock. So I was kind of an Amy Heckerling fan. Don't get me wrong.
Are you talking about Alicia Silverstone, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did you know she was originally supposed to be Reese Witherspoon?
I love her too. She could have done it too. I
think Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
I
think genetically she was created for this role. I don't know.
Yeah.
But total dude, it's so funny because Paul Rudd, like when you think about like his earlier work before he just started like playing himself in numerous movies, and I'm not talking about what is it, My Idiot Brother? That's the one departure he did. But and I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I guess when I watch a Paul Rudd movie, he's just playing Paul Rudd.
Yep.
And that's what I want. I want to see Paul Rudd, and I don't think he was playing Paul Rudd in Clueless. I think he was playing a role. But it's a great fucking movie, and it's definitely an iconic 90s film for sure.
Awesome.
The end. I just got a text. It's the first time I actually looked at a text in this segment. All right, just to wrap it up, I think that's it. Is Kindergarten Cop. Okay, you can throw this on in the background.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor.
The soundtrack is just, I think the soundtrack really carries me along. And I'm actually old pals with Richard Tyson, who's the villain in this film. And then why break tradition once? I'll do it twice in this segment. Here we go. Here we go.
Mobile again.
We're mobile.
I hope everybody took their Dramamine.
That's good.
There you go.
Don't mind the alien there. Don't mind the alien there.
I actually saw that in the theater.
The alien?
The alien.
Talk about Jim Belushi in the film that he was in with Schwarzenegger. What was that called? The Lies. What was that? Belushi was in a film with Schwarzenegger, wasn't it? What was it called?
Are you thinking of
Red Heat?
Red Heat.
Yeah,
Red Heat. Yeah. Red Heat. That was one of his first films, and my mentor was Richard Bright from The Godfather, from many films he was in, and Bright was in that film, and he was telling me that they were at lunch, and he was filling up his plate with fucking everything, stacking it up. So Richard says to him, "What are you doing?" He says, I'm going to eat on it. I said, well, if you eat all that stuff, you're going to, like, when you do your scenes, you're going to be extremely tired and it's a full stomach. So he said, really? He said, he threw the plate out because he had how much respect for Richard. He kind of dumped the plate. But he was just starting out, you know what I mean? We all got to start somewhere. I mean, just a little aside, because you mentioned Jim Belushi, and I just wanted to throw that in there. That's all. Sorry to digress.
No, that's
I love it.
Jim Belushi thing. Yeah.
the show was great until that. No.
Sure. Amy has a question.
I'm just curious. Why do you have all of those movies? Are you a filmmaker yourself? Like, are you just a collector? What's the deal?
I'm both. I am a writer. I've been shooting since I was 9, like just short films and whatnot. I'm ready for the next leap, which is feature. But this is because I grew up in LA and we don't have basements. And when I moved to Georgia, I'm like, holy shit, you have basements? Okay. We're gonna get crazy in here. Yeah. That's awesome. And I should give you like a private tour. If there's an after hours tour, like if we all hang out for like 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, once the show's done, but
I think that's it. So we should wrap it up. Yeah.
Well, guys, I want to thank everybody.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm sorry for interrupting. forgive me. Susanna, you had another film. It
Oh,
was Clueless, and
Beaches.
I've never seen that movie.
Ever? Bette Midler is amazing.
Ever. I own it on
Such a good
VHS
friendship.
behind me, and I actually have the fucking novel. But
Wow.
because I have a lot of weird shit around here. Not that
Do you have the
Beaches is weird.
soundtrack?
Not yet, but I'm on it.
It's a good soundtrack.
The young Bette Midler in that movie, it was
Maya Bialik.
Oh snap!
She on Big Bang Theory. She's Sheldon's girlfriend.
Or
She
Blossom.
actually has a show now called Call Me Cat.
Yep.
It's on Fox.
Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
Was Beaches, was that a hero, that song, The Hero? Did you ever know?
I think
Yes.
so. Wind Beneath My
Yes.
Wings. Yeah,
Wind
yeah.
Beneath My Wings.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful song that she sings it so wonderful. That's a
I
great
used to be
one.
very
Great.
young to do that.
Every time I know a couple that has a rocky relationship, I always say, I want you two to sing Wind Beneath My Wings to each other.
And it all works out.
All right. On that note, guys.
There's one more PS.
All right. One more PS, and then we gotta go.
It's a 20-minute PS.
No. We can do
All
Patrick
right.
Swayze's Roadhouse. I'm done.
That was the
All
first
right.
movie I ever saw at a theater.
There you
Switch-
go.